Hey, welcome to Everyday Africa YouTube channel. 85% of you have not subscribed to this channel. We make travel content, show you Africa every day. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
Liked where it was. It's not different, when you're on the path.
Supermarkets.
It's not. So I need to be if I need to leave Lagos because I need to do something there. I go to do something there, right? And not just down in the
Go-to have always been like killing shit, relocate to Lagos, come to Lagos. I'm like, I mean, it's not an issue, but I just you'll be driving me to everywhere. So I went to Lagos one time, my first US assignment. I was like, okay, let's go to Lagos. And then, I didn't even know my way around. I checked boats was like 20 something. And someone was just explaining how easy it is to take public transport. I was like, okay, sure, let's go. So that was my scariest 24 hours of my life. Like, getting to the science and finally getting to it, then coming back, I regretted it. No, I wasn't really going to the US or anything. I was saying trial and error, this and that. So I was trying my best that because I wasn't hitting it. All those times I was telling so this year I said no, I'm going to try Abuja, and I came one time I got my visa because I feel like because it's not because of the crowd, the number of people that will have to attend to the and then I also have a very big faith that they have a number of visas they can give out to I think so because I don't think they just give
It makes it very complicated.
And then I say Abuja was very easy. They just wasted time. Like they kept it standing. And somehow they were able to bring that access to one step. And I was like, okay, that's like personal like so they were like
the other thing I had a company where it's telling me to one of friends. When I told them I'm going to go to change the name, I'm going to name regular. I didn't go to the search and I found out when it was a company. So I told them like, okay, I never seen that this company, what's the problem? I hope you guys are going yet, right? I hope there's nothing going on and you're concerned about because they still come out one day.
Must test you. Okay, man. Must.
In 1914, and that's when Nigeria as it were came into existence. Even though we got our independence in 1960, October 1st became a republic in 1963. Then what we had was 3 regions. We practiced a parliamentary system of government, and we had just 3 regions: the northern region, the western region, and the eastern region. And these 3 regions were guarded by political parties. So we had represented by political parties. So we had the regional party system, unlike what we had in Nigeria today, multiple parties. As we speak, a political party can pop up to the region NCNC. We have the founding fathers of Nigeria, Tafawa Balewa, the second premier of the Western region, Akintola, premier of the Eastern region, Michael Obama. I would have wanted 3 regions, even though we've broken into 6 geopolitical zones and 36 states and federal capital territory. These 3 regions still are the blocks when it comes to politics. So when Nigeria were preparing for blocks when it comes to election. And the way politics is being practiced in these 3 regions is seen in how their representatives actually think or how they behaved right in 1960. So Chief Obafemi, who was the premier of the Western region, first premier of the Western region, when he came to politics, he wanted to contest for power at the center. So he left his office for his subordinate, Samuel Akintola, to contest for power at the center. We have Sir Ahmadu Bello, who was premier of the northern region. He didn't leave the north. He sent his subordinate, Tafawa Balewa, to contest for power at the center. And the north till date still practice that. So they know that power lies with the people. We can't start without referring to his father, Malam Musa Yar'Adua, who was the Minister for Lagos Affairs and a member of parliament in the First Republic. Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua was exposed to a lot of political discourse by his father, the independence of Nigeria, Nigeria unity. Here we have his father, Malam Musa Yar'Adua. We have Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua as a young boy. Over here we have his mom, Haja Dada Yar'Adua, who passed on last year. Actually, she's been alive all this while. And we have the immediate past president of Nigeria, that's Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, that we have over there. We also have him here as a young boy. So this is Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and this is Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua. So you can see that Sheikh is much older than Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Over here we have his school uniform, where he started his leadership journey as a house captain and also captain of his football team. Katsina Provincial Secondary School. Interestingly, he attended that school with the immediate past president of Nigeria, late Muhammadu Buhari. You can see him over here. I'm sure that if you came into Lagos, you came into the Murtala. Okay. Progressing in leadership, he joined the Nigerian Military Training College, where he was selected to be a platoon commander. Now, Shehu joined the army. As then in Nigeria, the northern elites discovered that we had more of the people in the eastern region and the western region in the Nigerian army, and they felt they were not ably represented. So they insisted that every family, every elite should nominate one of their children to represent them in the army, and that fell on Shehu. He joined the Nigerian army and became a platoon commander. He was amongst the few that were selected to go to the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. If you are familiar with the Nigeria to the world, you notice that countries that have chosen to split, most of them are having crisis till date in Africa, Sudan, South Sudan.